Today I'm going to talk about books and my favorite Canadian authors. So first there's Margaret Atwood. You may have heard of her before because I think she's one of the most famous authors from Canada. She's especially famous for The Handmaid's Tale, which has been made into a popular Netflix series. The Handmaid's Tale is a dystopian novel set in the future in the US when most women are infertile. There's an authoritarian and religious fundamentalist government that treats women as objects, especially the women, known as the handmaids, that can still have children. If you like science fiction or speculative fiction, I also recommend Atwood's Mad Adam trilogy. Margaret Atwood has written many books in many genres. She's in her 80s right now, and I think she's been publishing since she was in her 20s, so there's a lot to choose from. If you like poetry, I highly recommend Morning in the Burned House. If you like historical fiction, so books that are set in the past, then I suggest Alias Grace, which is a really interesting novel based on a true story about a maid in the 1800s in Canada who was convicted of murdering the people she worked for with an axe. Next, I want to talk about Lucy Maud Montgomery, also known as L.M. Montgomery. L.M. Montgomery is best known for the Anne of Green Gables series. These are books that were originally published in 1908 for children. So Anne of Green Gables is about the life of Anne, who's an orphan, and they follow her life from when she's a child to when she's an adult. Even though these books are meant for children and it's an old series, they're still very popular in Canada. And actually, Anne of Green Gables is also popular in other countries. In Japan, for example, it's known for having a cult following. Anne of Green Gables is quite funny and there's a lot of drama and romance. You can also watch Anne of Green Gables on Netflix. This is Ruth Ozeki. Ruth Ozeki is a Canadian-American writer. She's published 3 books and they're all fantastic. She writes about different social, political, and environmental issues, but through fiction rather than nonfiction. My favorite novel of hers is A Tale for the Time Being. It's about a woman living in Canada who one day finds a diary on the beach written by a Japanese teenager. It takes place after the 2011 tsunami in Japan. It's a really beautifully written and heart-wrenching novel. Next, I want to talk about Nalo Hopkinson. Nalo Hopkinson writes these incredible novels that blend different genres like fantasy, science fiction, and Caribbean folklore. I think she's a really unique writer. I recommend Salt Roads. Salt Roads weaves together the stories of 3 different women living at different periods in history. I also really enjoyed Brown Girl in the Ring. Brown Girl in the Ring is a coming-of-age story about a young woman learning to survive in a post-apocalyptic world. Both of these novels by Nalo Hopkinson are good examples of the magical realism genre. Thank you so much for watching. Please also remember to check out the worksheet that I posted that goes along with this video. I go into more detail about some of the words that I use to talk about genre and to talk about books. There's also some activities for you to do.